Honestly, the news is not ending. Tonight, we have even more breaking reports to discuss as we agree personal terms with Malo Gusto as we begin initial talks to try and sign the right back. To move on, we discuss how FIFA have closed down Chelsea's FFP loophole exploit, and we have some crazy news around Onana and Anthony Gordon as the club consider making a double bid for the Everton duo. Things continue to get crazy during this month. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what stories are about to come around the corner as well. One thing I do know, the spending is not ending. Well, for now it seems, but you guys have to watch the video to find out. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button. Let's get 2,500 likes, my friends, and getting straight into things. So right now, I want to give some framework to the stories today. And I want to start things off by discussing the news that came from the Times that FIFA have closed the FFP loophole we've been exploiting during this window. Now, as we all know, we're offering players long-term contracts with the option to extend as well. And the reason why we're doing this is to reduce the player cost for the year due to a process known as amortization. But what we're doing on top is we're offering the option to extend by a further year. Then obviously, if you extend the contracts, then you reduce the annual cost. Mudryk signed the longest contract in Premier League history after agreeing an 8.5-year deal. And even though FIFA laws dictate that players can only sign contract lengths up to the length of 5 years, these contract lengths can change depending on the existing laws of the country the player has been employed in. And obviously, naturally, we can offer way longer deals. By taking advantage of the system, let's keep things real. There's nothing nice behind what we're doing. We're taking advantage and we're using loopholes. This is allowing us to fund one of the greatest transfer windows I think I've ever seen. I don't know how this window is going to end, so if we're spending all this money and dominating the headlines, it's only natural that all the other Premier League clubs aren't going to be too impressed or too happy. Many Premier League clubs have sent complaints towards FIFA to complain about the business that we've been doing, and as a result, FIFA have closed the loophole, and the loophole is called the squad's control cost. This now means that we are limited to spending 70% of our revenue a year on wages and deals, and only income from selling players is the thing that can actually allow you to spend more money. So currently, this limit is set at 90% for the year. Next year, it's going to be 80%, and then the 70% changes will take place in 2025. Now, in case any of you guys are worrying about the existing deals that we've made, we're safe, we're in the clear. These changes won't take place until next summer. So right now, this is the window of opportunity. And it definitely explains why we are spending so much money in January and rebuilding the squads as quickly as humanly possible. Because this loophole is allowing us to buy players up to the equivalent of maybe 3 transfer windows. This loophole is allowing us to speed track the squad development to improve the team to bring in better players. But also on top of this, the reality also suggests that maybe we don't get Champions League football. Now personally, I'm feeling quite hopeful, but of course you have to prepare for any worst case scenarios. And I'd imagine that if we missed out on CL football, we'd still be protected due to how we've arranged these deals, but we'd be safeguarded by selling a lot of players. I think that's what the plan potentially is going to be. So this is why right now we have to sign Enzo Fernandez. This is why we have to go for Malo Gusto. The only issues I see from this though, even though this is a necessary evil, is the fact that it could cause some disharmony in the squad due to the absolute size of the squad right now if we can't sell players. So we need to sell some players to keep things smooth. Obviously, these long-term deals safeguard us even more. I mean, we're retaining the value of these guys even more, and the fact that we aren't giving them crazy wages will allow us to sell them on in the future and make our lives easier. So there could be a scenario where, let's say certain players want to move on, or we don't want them, or they have to go, then we can kind of just replace players in the team in a very smooth and easy manner. Still though, I personally feel like this was the correct decision by FIFA, because here's the thing, yeah, I'm going to be a football fan in 10 years time, 20 years time, to the day I die. We have to safeguard and protect the game. If we got away with this and nothing was done, every other team is copying, and this is where all mayhem can break loose. I mean, for example, if clubs are giving guys, 8-year deals and they can't sell them, they can't flip them on, that could cause a lot of devastation in the market, and that won't be fair and right for the players and their careers either. So listen, it had to be done, but this is our moment right now. We are taking advantage, and may that spending continue. So right now, my friends, let's move on to one of the breaking developments of today, and we have even more updates behind Malo Gusto. Now, the big news is, as reported by Fabrizio Romano, Malo Gusto has agreed personal terms, and Malo Gusto wants to sign for us. Now, I'm going to quote some reports coming out from France, breaking and covering the story, and they actually report that Lyon are a bit taken aback by this surprise interest and movement for the player. Now, on our side, it makes a lot of sense because he only has 18 months left on his deal, and we understand from the previous story why we have to sign players right now. Now, Lyon are in a bit of a pickle right now. They're having many recruitment issues at the club currently, and these recruitment issues involve things such as, some players they've signed not performing too well, difficulties in selling players, and difficulties in buying players as well too, with many players unhappy wanting to leave. So to continue on, we have made our first bid, but that bid has been turned down, and it's very natural. Basically we're going to get a feel for things. Now we know what they won't accept, we can come back now with something better and bigger. Now, Lyon are saying that ideally they don't want to lose their star right back. They prefer if he goes in the summer, but we know what money does and money talks. If we come in with a great offer, there's not much they can do. Currently his valuation is around 50 million on transfer market. The value of his contract is very low. There's only so much money they can say no to. Now, I'm going to highly recommend that you guys watch the video I released today, where I go into a lot of detail to give you guys a really good idea behind who Gusto is, how he plays, and what he can bring to this team. As we all know, we've been desperately calling out for some competition at that right hand side. Reece James is not fit and available throughout the season, and whenever this guy is out the team, all mayhem breaks loose. You can actively see that the players aren't performing as well, and players don't want to play passes into space down the right hand side because they know that Azpi isn't going to get to the ball, and that's going to affect how you play and what you do. So the fact that not only are we signing competition potentially, it's the fact that this guy also adds other needed areas in this team, and that's pace, that's the ability to make those runs in behind. And when you look at this guy's complete package, 5'11", perfect type of physique in my opinion, because I don't want my fullbacks to be too tall. I want my fullbacks to have like a bit of a center of gravity so they can keep up with these, little nimble wingers. But he has that. He has stupid pace. He can play the game at a very fast tempo as well too. He can carry the ball. He can change directions just like that. And then you're combining that with good defending that of course can improve, but for his age right now, there's a foundation there. There's something that can be built from. The guy is an incredible progressive passer, very important in helping you play. And when you're seeing the evolution of the modern day fullback right now, look at Pep Guardiola. You see how Rico Lewis will drop into midfield, playing those little half channels, and how Cancelo of course plays inverted as well too. Big teams need technical fullbacks like this. And when you have someone like Malo Gusto, who is an incredible progressive ball passer, you're taking the overall squads, to the next level. So right now, my friends, let's now end things by discussing one of the other major stories I brought today. And we turn our attentions to the Telegraph's article because it states that we are looking at Anthony Gordon and Onana as a combined package. Now, I'm very taken aback and surprised by this. I thought we were past this Anthony Gordon saga. Do I actually want to see him come here? Not really, but it does kind of seem like there's some data analysis behind his game that is intriguing people at this club, but it's not really making too much sense to me. Anyway, today was the day that Frank Lampard got sacked from Everton. Obviously feel sorry for him. Not here to talk about that though. We move on, and naturally due to, uneven times and the fact too that Everton need to sell. Everton are facing their own FFP issues. This is the nature of the game, right? It's a very competitive game, and if clubs can smell weakness, they're going to take advantage of you. So it only makes sense that when you understand that Everton are in a financial situation and feeling that pressure, that you make a move for some of their best players. But this is how the game is so ruthless, because if Everton, they're in this scenario where, what if hypothetically Everton are forced to sell some of their best players? That could affect their chances of staying in the Premier League. And if they got relegated, that's going to hit them even more financially. But they could be forced to do that because they need to make some money. So, I can't really relate to that situation right now. No wonder fans are not happy with us. Everyone's quite jealous of us. we could be spending close to 600, maybe even 700 million since this takeover first happened. So it's really not making any sense. But I think one thing to make sense of is where are these reports coming from, and I think I have maybe a bit of an idea. I think we want to prevent what normally happens near the end of every transfer window, where we can't get our main targets. We've made most of the summer not being able to get them, and then in the final few days we are scouring what is left from the market and who is the best possible options we can turn to. I feel like right now we're going for our first options, the second ones and the third ones, and I kind of feel like guys like Gordon and Onana, it makes sense to understand their valuations if the players are interested, in case you had to make a move if you can't get your other main options. I mean, the window closes very, very soon. There's not much time, and we have to take full advantage of this FFP exploit. So I understand why stories like this will most likely be surfacing coming out over the next few days. So in that sense, I think Onana and Gordon, yeah, we're most likely looking at them. I think Onana could be quite interesting if you can't get Casado and Lavias and all these other guys. You know, he's 21 years old, 6'5", very mobile, you know, very fearless, breaks up the play very well. Of course, this game is rough, but this is someone you can finesse and mold, and you can get him to be what you want. And when you look at the physical package as well, I mean, come on. As he gets bigger and builds himself up even more, he could single-handedly potentially dominate a midfield by himself. So let's watch this space. But regardless, you guys, before I end today's video, I was just having this thought, yeah. Right now, it feels like absolutely surreal times. We're literally seeing Football Manager come to real life. As I said, we could be spending over 500, 600 million since this takeover. I think about the transfer team and guys like Graham Potter. You know, the transfer team came from like humble beginnings. They worked themselves up, and you know, right now, you know, Graham Potter, they're in a very unique position and situation where many managers dream to have a moment like this. They're spearheading one of the most exciting, incredible projects I think we've ever seen in football. All of them have full backing to sign whoever they need and whoever they think. And someone like a Graham Potter, who came from the bottom of Swedish football, he got that club to a European spot. Incredible. He found himself back in this country as well too, working himself up from the league divisions as well. And then, by just crazy luck and fortune, this opportunity falls in his lap, and now he's in a position where he can buy anyone he wants. He can get the cream of the top in any position, and he can take his football ideas to the next level due to the funds and resources he now has access to. Like, honestly, it's not making sense. This isn't real life. But yeah, you guys, on that note, I'll let you think about that, and I'm gonna keep things moving. Of course, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, hitting the like button and all the positivity. Like, honestly, you guys have been showing so much love recently, and it's very, very humbling. I'll take all of it though. I'll take every last bit. But on that note, I'm the EFC, this is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.